14 settings that you need to change on your camera, especially mirrorless Canon cameras. We're gonna go each one by one. Some stuff you want to leave it as default, but others probably you want to change, but they are very good to know. So the first setting that you need to change is the Shoot 6, the shutter mode, because the shutter mode will change how bits you will have on a raw image. By default is in the first curtain physical shutter, but if you have everything in electronic, it will have more shots per second, but the raw files will be 12 bits. By selecting the electric first curtain or 100% mechanical shutter speed, it will give you 14 bits raw. This is for the R6. For your camera, you need to check which settings do you need to have the highest bit raw, okay? And it will depend from brand to brand, from camera to camera, maybe even from firmware to firmware, okay? Now, one thing that annoyed me a lot is when I am trying to focus or something like that, if I am using not the facial recognition, but one-point autofocus, well, you can use the touch screen to move that square, but if you are shooting, as I like to shoot with the viewfinder, you cannot move with the joystick. That is very annoying. Why by default this doesn't come active, okay? So you have to activate that. So let's press in the info button until we have this menu. Go to quick, let's select the customized controls, the buttons, yes, and let's go down all the way. We have the joystick, okay? Let me select it, select, and there we go. Now, if I want to focus, I can move that square with the joystick. This is very handy to use. Why that isn't by default, I have no idea. One thing that is very annoying to me is take a picture every single time that I touch the screen on the back. Let's deactivate it. So you go to the menu, Shoot 7, okay, and touch shutter disabled, okay? I don't want to take a picture every single time that I press. It should come by default off. Another thing is the exposure simulation. Now, mirrorless cameras doesn't have a mirror, that's why they are called mirrorless, reflecting the image from the lens to the viewfinder, okay? What it has is a screen, so what the sensor is seeing. That will give us different challenge using this camera that we didn't have in the old days. Well, the old days I could reframe before even turning on the camera because it's a mirror, you cannot shut down a mirror. One of the big challenges is how you see the image. Is it the final exposure, a simulated exposure, or is it a way that you can actually see everything? Let me guide you through this. So I'm going to remove the lens cap over here, and as you can see, there is an image there. If I change the shutter speed for a slower one, you actually can see that there is an image there. But imagine that I want to fill this space with artificial light, with a flash, and remove the ambient light. So you need a faster shutter speed, okay? You will fill with the flash, but now you cannot frame your scenery. It will be extremely hard. So to do that, you need to go to menu and go to exposure simulation and you put disabled. Now the camera will try to adapt so you actually can see stuff, okay? But what it's showing you is not the numbers that you are seeing down here, okay? It's just an idea to reframe, okay? This is really handy if you shot a lot with flashes at night, you want to see what you are framing, okay? But if you are photographing with natural light and you want to actually see the almost final result on the viewfinder, it's better to activate that. So let's put enable, or you can do during the exposures, but I'm gonna leave it enabled, okay? Now, another thing that is extremely annoying on all cameras is shutter release without a card. I don't want the camera to take a photo without any card, okay? So to do that, I'm gonna go to menu, Shoot 6, release shutter without card. By default it's on, but you want it to be off. So let me just remove the cards, okay? Because I have two of them. Jesus Christ. Up. If I try to take the shot, it prevents me to take a shot and it's saying that you cannot take the shot because you have no card on your system. Very neat thing to know is that mirrorless cameras is battery hungry. They eat a lot of power. One of the things that you can reduce that hungry camera is the display performance, okay? So that's menu 8, display performance. So you have power saving or smooth. Now, this is a very personal stuff. Now, for me, I will turn this on if I am photographing sports, okay, that I need to be more comfortable, or if I am in a boat and I don't want to get seasick, okay? Yeah, it's a good idea to activate smooth. Most of the time I am in power saving because I don't need a high refresh image on my eyes like that, because I don't get seasick that easily. So there you go. Now that will depend of you, and if you see, well, I need the rest of this battery to do more shots than it's currently doing, that is one of the things that you can save some juice with that. Now, Canon with dual pixel method, it unlocked a bunch of ways to focus your camera. Now, they are too much for me. I don't need some of them. It's annoying when I go to the autofocus selection, have a bunch of options that I don't use. Now, as you can see, I already deactivated two of them. So like that, it's not really a choice. And that makes me faster to, well, I am photographing people, now I am photographing landscape, I want 1 AF, I don't care about this one, okay? Let me show you how I deactivated those options. So let's go to menu, autofocus menu 4, okay? And limit autofocus methods, let's select, okay? And as you can see, I'm not selecting this one, I'm not selecting this one, and this one, I don't want either. And let's press OK. Now, one of the things that is a bit annoying that we get used to smartphones and Windows, you don't need anymore to press OK. But if you just shutter release the button right here with that all selected, the changes won't be activated. So let's press OK to approve the modifications, okay? If now I'm gonna select the points, I only select now the ones that I really want, okay? Another annoying thing with this new mirrorless cameras is the new lenses doesn't have a button to manual focus. You need to do it on the menu, and for that you have to go to the menu, selected here, okay? Now, for me, honestly, this is very annoying, and try to remember autofocus menu 2. It's annoying, okay? So what I did is I actually have in the menu, the personalized menu that you can create on Canon, I have that mode already there activated. Another very important thing is if you put all manual lens, it won't take the picture by default. You need to change that as well. You need to go to custom functions menu, okay? And go all the way to up menu 4 and activate it here. So shutter release without any lens. Well, it has a lens, but it's a full manual lens. No pins, no way to communicate with the camera, so the camera won't take the shot. And that is very annoying. So here is the menu to activate the shutter release without any lens. Well, it has a lens, but whatever, okay? Unfortunately, or fortunately, the info button, now it's replaced with the rate button. Now, that button, you can scroll how many stars you want to put in it, or protected, or something like that. That will depend on your preference, okay? So let's go to the menu, okay? To the blue play menu, go to menu 4 and rate. Now I can select it here. For example, if I press the rate button, it will protect the image, for example. If I'm gonna delete all my images on the card, it will delete them except the protected ones, for example. That is one way of using it, but for me, I prefer to use it rating, okay? If I press in the quick menu here, as you can see, it's selected the 5 stars. Let's press OK. And now if I go play, imagine that the client is watching the pictures and, for example, it really likes this one. I can ask them while they are scrolling on the pictures to press the button rate, okay, boom, and it adds automatically 5 stars. So like that, when I am editing, I know that the client really liked that picture. There you go. Now, one thing that I didn't have on the 6D and now the more recent cameras has is the personalization, the name of your files. So to do that, let's go to menu, go to the yellow menu, and let's go to file name. And in here, you can see that now it starts with Mig, with Miguel, okay? And there you go. You can actually select how it goes. Now, you also have the default one that I really hate, this one, or other features that you can personalize, but I really like to have Miguel and the number of the picture, okay? As you can see, I've been pressing the button and even taking pictures, and the camera is virtually silent, okay? If your camera is not comporting like this, you are a criminal. You have been ruining marriages, you have been ruining concerts, music, you have been ruining lives, okay? So that option is, let's go to menu, the beep. If you have this enabled, it's in manual focus, so I have to change that. Autofocus, there you go. I will kill you! Now, if you really need that because you are blind, you shouldn't be a photographer, okay? Now, a lot of photographers, including yours truly, says that you should shut down the image review so you can focus on the person in front of you. Especially if it's a model, you need to speak with the model instead of looking on the back of your camera for 2 seconds, okay? Because it doesn't look good. So imagine that the lady in the horse there is my model, I take a picture, and then I am looking at the back of the camera like an asshole, okay? No, I take the picture and then talk to her, okay? She will feel more appreciated like that, okay? Especially if it's a client, no? But now, this is an LCD that is here, okay? So the viewfinder, you can review the image there. Let's go to menu 7, image review. Let's put it for 2 seconds and viewfinder, review, enable, okay? And now I can look at the viewfinder, take the picture, review it, and then talk with the model. That is great. Even better, you can personalize how you see the picture. So if I press in play and info, I can have my Instagram if I want to, like that. I'm gonna take my picture, I review it, okay, and then I'm gonna talk with my model. How cool is that? Now, in the last tip, a bonus one, let's call it like that, is the info button in the menus. This can be overwhelming. All these menus, what the hell they do or for what they are doing. For example, I'm gonna choose the high ISO speed, okay? And as you can see, if I scroll, it has a bunch of stuff. And what is the difference? Now you have the help. It's not a new thing, but it's good to know. Press the info button. There is a big description on what settings you are changing and how it will affect the image or the performance of the camera. There we go. And there we go. So everyone, if you learned something, please drop a like on this video. Comment down below if you have any questions, or even better yet, if you have other menu settings that you want to change. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I am Miguel. Until next time, see ya.